hard, but still can't read my face. Peace sign, tucked on my waist. Caught in the middle of the air, I'm out of space. Butterflies, don't make me wait. Look so hard, but still can't read my face. Peace sign, tucked on my waist. Caught in the middle of the air, I'm out of space. Can't hold back, I can't hold back no more. Love it no more. Can't hold back, you gotta own it. Can't hold back no more. Can't hold back, can't hold back no more. Yeah, yeah. I'm done being silent, but I don't feel like I need to speak about it. I'm not running from you no more. So I open up my heart, and I'm hoping we're not far, 'cause memories pass by me. Let me show you something new. Let me give you all my truth. Love in the moment, you gotta own it. Let's not waste no time. I don't wanna rewind, I've seen enough plays. Lived through the rough days. Had to put some niggas in the right place. Took a few licks and I kept pace. I'ma run it up 'cause I know how to do it. Skip the small talk 'cause I'm getting straight to it. Butterflies, don't make me wait. Look so hard but still can't read my face. Peace sign, tucked on my waist. Caught in the middle of the air, I'm out of space. Butterflies, don't make me wait. Look so hard but still can't read my face. Peace sign, tucked on my waist. Caught in the middle of the air, I'm out of space. Can't hold back, I can't hold back no more. Love it no more. Can't hold back, you gotta own it. Can't hold back no more. Can't hold back, can't hold back no more. Yeah, yeah. I'm done being silent, but I don't feel like I need to speak about it. I'm not running from you no more. So I open up my heart, and I'm hoping we're not far, 'cause memories pass by me. Let me show you something new. Let me give you all my truth. Love in the moment, you gotta own it. Let's not waste no time. I don't wanna rewind, I've seen enough plays. Lived through the rough days. Had to put some niggas in the right place. Took a hard, but still can't read my face. Peace sign, tucked on my waist. Caught in the middle of the air, I'm out of space. Butterflies, don't make me wait. Look so hard, but still can't read my face. Peace sign, tucked on my waist. Caught in the middle of the air, I'm out of space. Can't hold back. I can't hold back no more. Love it no more. Can't hold back. You gotta own it. Can't hold back no more. Can't hold back. Can't hold back no more. Yeah, yeah. I'm done being silent, but I don't feel like I need to speak about it. I'm not running from you no more. So I open up my heart, and I'm hoping we're not far, 'cause yeah. Sunday morning, I was late for prayer, rushing to get there. Oh, finally made it in the house, dropped down on my knees, trying to get my mind to just fall in line. I gotta handle my business, gotta shore up my witness. My objective is against the floor. It's almost 9 o'clock and the music's about to drop. Gotta get my worship on. That's when she walked into the room and the room lit up. Tried to block her out my view, but it wasn't enough. I ain't even trying to fall now. About to panic before I even know. Calm down, pastor's about to go. Trying to get this word, but I can't wait till service over. Gotta figure out something to say before it gets too late. Yeah. It just might be the dynamite, about to blow. Oh, I finally see the light. Thought I know, give me a chance to get it right. One probably be alright, but two could put thousands to flight. Just might be the dynamite. It's for sure. I got a lot of guns to fight before I go. Please help me keep my game tight. Feels like I've been waiting on you. It's that dynamite, yeah. It's over dismissal. Everybody hanging round. She's over there sitting down, low key. I'm trying to avoid the crowd. Not trying to hear what they're talking about. I'm just trying to figure out how I can get across the room. All I need is just a second time. I can tell you one thing: if she's all about the game, then I'm all about the ring, yeah. Now she's gathering her things while I'm walking away, trying to catch her before she leaves. Still don't know what to say.
Hey, excuse me. I was trying to catch you before you leave just to say hello.
Hey, what's up?
You know, I'm kind of nervous, and I saw you when you walked in, and I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't even focus. So I just really want to know what's your name?
Wait.
Hey guys.
It just might be the dynamite, but to blow,
Now and you're like, yeah. So we're good? Are you gonna turn it down? What's up, guys? Welcome back to Extra Credit. This is week 16, I think. And we're back at it again. I am here with Daniel. We have our own cameras this week. How do you feel being so far from me today?
Better.
Excuse me? Did you say better?
Mm-hmm.
That's why your light went out. Anyways, guys, we're excited to be back. It's been quite a long week for me, and it feels good to be here with you guys in the chatting chat. Jeremiah, what are you doing in the chat? Aren't you in Argentina?
Charlene says she missed you, bro.
She did. She said she's been missing you for a while.
She misses you a lot. So
I'm sure she already told you. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm like reading comments. Okay. So this week we have such a treat to talk about. We will not be coming down hard on our single ladies. We'll be coming down hard on everyone. I'm just kidding, but kind of not, but kind of kidding. This is going to be a really helpful episode for a lot of people. Super helpful.
This episode could cause a lot of issues because we're live and there's some stuff that may be said that
you need to just
no, I mean
you gotta contain the energy.
No, it's
ew, Jeremiah. Okay, hold on. I gotta readjust in my seat. Okay, I gotta get comfortable. All right, so Daniel is going to think about everything he says before he says it, and everything's going to be fine. This is going to be a great episode. I'm not going to tell you guys the topic yet. I feel that y'all are still rolling in, so we're just trying to, get the pot in the chat, get the chat stirred up a little bit before we get fully into the topic for tonight. But it's going to be super good. Like, it might change some of y'all's lives, okay? Some of y'all's lives might be changed forever, and I would love that more than anything.
I'm gonna try to keep my cortisol levels.
The cortisol is gonna remain low. They're gonna remain low, and we're gonna keep it all the way together. But some of y'all who are who are younger in the group, y'all are going to avoid a lot of ruin if you listen. A lot of tomfoolery will be avoided if you listen. And then those of you guys who are a little older, y'all can really turn it around. Turn it all the way around. Okay. I'm talking about a 180 because this topic we're going to talk about tonight is it's not life, but it's real important. Real important. Can anybody guess what it is? Like, if you know me, you might know. Okay. Should we do roll call?
What's good, everybody? No, let's play a video first.
Okay. You're taking me by surprise.
I mean, I have a video that I found to be amusing. So,
okay.
And it kind of has to do with the topic. I mean, maybe they can guess based off of the video.
Let me see if anybody guessed yet. Motherhood? No, ma'am. That is not the topic for today. Okay.
All right. Well.
Exactly. Argentina in the house. I know we're not doing roll call yet, but I'm so happy to see y'all on here. Go ahead.
Sunday night. Okay. They probably did a little something today.
Did some services today. Really laid hands and blessed and prayed and prayer walked and fed some people and just.
How do we?
If y'all would please send us a picture of your shoes. Just checking. Also on another note, Daniel, don't.
What? You're trying to.
No. Because I know what you're doing.
Okay.
You're remembering one specific trip, one specific instance, one specific situation that just really ruined prayer walking for us forever.
I was going to say, how do we feel about prayer walks? All right, here's a video. Let's play the video. All right.
Lord, bless this car. Make his face shine upon everyone who rides along.
They can't hear you good, babe.
And may he give you peace and bring you joy for the journey on every road that leads you home. Let's go.
He's Trey saying, nope, shut this video down.
Bless this car and make his face shine upon everyone who rides along. And may he give you peace and bring you joy for the journey on every road that leads you home.
Dude, let's go.
He's so happy to be doing this. Are you gonna play another one? Please don't.
What?
How many do you have?
I got a lot.
No, are they the same?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's different. It's a different person. It's not. So it's technically not the same.
Don't play anymore. He did pull out CC one time.
All my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I'll sing of the goodness of God.
Let me tell you something, bro. Shout out to my man.
Oh my gosh.
Just incredible car salesman. I'm not buying another car if my salesman is not going to sing unto the Lord and bless my car. But let's get in the roll call.
Why are you yelling? Can y'all hear him better now?
I mean, they better.
I don't want you to have to be able to yell. I don't want you to have to yell. It's doing a lot.
Lord bless this car. Let's go.
Wait a second. Can I just say, I think that a lot of people, some people are saying that they would eat that up, like, and buy the car.
No, they already. You got to buy the car before he's blessing the car through song. May the Lord bless this car.
If this man starts singing to me once I get my car, I'm withdrawing my funds. I'm calling my bank and say, do not push payment through to this check.
I'm sure you can opt out of it. Like,
I don't need to drive away with like corn.
I just feel like I've gotten to the place in life to where I'm just like, I would appreciate that level of customer service.
You know, you would be trying to hold in your laughter the whole time. Those people are being so mature, just standing there and
I would be mature too.
No, you would not,
bro. Okay, especially on the All My Life. I have been. How's that song?
Daniel, you would be cracking up. Don't lie.
Don't lie. It's
All my life you have been faithful.
You know who would do this if they were a car salesman?
Who?
J. Martin Jr. No, he would. He would. He used to sing.
No, he wouldn't. He would not do that. Honestly, this guy, he said, "Get me out of here!" No. First of all, this guy is really just enjoying his life.
Let's listen to the words.
We know the words. Do not play it again.
May his face shine upon everyone who rides along. May he give you peace and give you joy for the journey on every road that leads you home. Yeah.
I can't tell by the reactions if they really like it or if they're like, what the heck is this? I can't tell.
I love it.
He's living his best life. That's all I can say. Okay. What's up, everybody? On that note, if you're here, if you're in the chat, if you're watching, what I want you to do is, if you would appreciate this man's talented singing after a car sale, please put music notes in the chat. If you just want your car without the song, just put a car in the chat. Give me my car and leave me alone. Also put your name so I can shout you out for roll call.
Hey, man,
in the chat.
He's singing because it's $5,000 down and a 18% interest rate.
Being in the video and listening to the singing is going to give me a discount. I will endure it.
This is subprime. This is subprime.
So many music notes. We got a car. Y'all are cracking me up right now.
I made a mistake. Accidentally posted this to Facebook.
Posted what?
The promo for the show.
That ain't no problem.
No, I mean, ain't no problem, but
it's okay. If you came here from Facebook, you are welcome and you are loved.
If you came here from Facebook, log off respectfully.
Don't. I don't listen to Facebook too, first of all.
Facebook is so trash.
Okay, yeah, true. All right, let's start the roll call. We got Nini in the chat. Sing to me. She said, sing to me. Eli said, sing to me. Alyssa said, sing to me. Jay said, just give me my car. Shayla said, sing to me. Nick said, sing to me. Caitlin said, sing to me. Leah said, sing to me. Monet said, sing to me. Anaya said, sing to me. Alyssa said, it's the joy for the journey, man. Sing to me. Jeremiah said, sing to me in his own way. Monet said, sing to me. Carmia, sing to me. Dwayne said, do not sing to me. Just give me my car. Angela said, give me 2 cars and keep your song. Monet said, I'll be singing with them. Taylor said, we can sing together.
Singing together with them is crazy.
First of all, where's my...
Why are realtors doing this? Like, as a realtor, you would be like next level.
Actually,
like,
low key, better than a car. Better than thinking about the car, thinking about the house. Lord bless this home.
And I'm going to actually pray and anoint the home.
May their babies be plentiful. May the womb be blessed.
What is that?
The womb and the rooms. Does that rhyme? I'm not going in there. Lauren said, sing to me.
The ops, the cops, and the grandpops are on Facebook. It's a bunch of old people up there. I mean, never mind.
Whoa.
It's nothing wrong with being old, but let me stop while I'm ahead.
Yeah, you should. But we love all people from all places.
No. Yes.
Yes.
But not the crazy old people who don't make sense.
Can anybody guess what we're talking about based off that video? That was kind of roundabout, but kind of on the head at the same time. Any guesses? I feel like you're not going to guess it. There's no guesses in the chat, so might as well hop right into it. What you got, babe? Stop it! Nini guessed it on the first try. Yes. We're talking about money, honey.
Because what the heck are y'all doing out here with y'all's finances? What you all right, go ahead. You start.
Daniel.
You start.
Daniel.
All right,
whoa.
You don't want me to.
Whoa.
Nah,
whoa. Relax.
Okay. All right.
Relax.
All right.
Okay. Daniel is obviously feels very passionate. We're talking about practical.
Well, we're talking about overall, but more so practical.
Yeah. There's obviously spiritual to finances. We know this, but we're talking about a lot of very practical things that a lot of people don't talk about, honestly. So we're going to talk about it tonight. This is going to be a great conversation. So
adulting is so important. And
Daniel, Professor Daniel, are you okay over there?
No, because there's so much that could be said of just
let me start. Let me preface by saying that, like, Daniel and I are by no means like the masters of what we're going to talk about, but we have learned so much, and we have been privy to a lot of information that has helped us to avoid a lot, but also to dig ourselves out of holes that we've also gotten in. So we're not here to judge or to
to judge.
We are not here to judge anyone. We are here to help, lest anyone be stuck in a rut and cannot get out.
Okay, but if you're stuck in a rut because you refuse to grow up and be an adult and pay attention to where your money is going, but
some people were not taught to do that. So you have to give the benefit of the doubt that they are willing to learn and willing to make changes if they didn't know.
You don't have to be taught that to try to figure out, okay, let me do some math to figure out.
Everybody's not fluent in math,
and why am I?
But some people need to be taught the concepts that allow them to be successful in that area. They may try, but they may not make the best decisions because they're ill-informed.
Well, let's give some examples, but I'm talking about just all the things of like growing up to where there's things that you need to do as an adult, like like pay taxes, like get your car's oil change, get new tires when your tires are bald, get a job, just basic, go to the dentist, what else, just basic adult like life stuff, like what else.
Eli said some things are taught but more things are caught. So funny. Okay.
I mean, yes.
Okay.
But like other adult stuff, like taking a shower and washing yourself, washing below your knees. No, seriously. It's like some people are thinking like, dang, do I wash below my knees?
Somebody said going to the doctor.
Like just I don't know. There's just stuff that like I don't know that people just especially when you move out, you're living on your own. Like like there's adult things, adult energy, adult responsibilities that you have to grow into, and I don't know. Like, but I mean, we're talking about finances tonight, not washing below your knees. But if you aren't washing below your knees and scrubbing your lower legs and your feet with soap and a washcloth, then you should start doing that. If you are washing yourself without soap, then you need to use soap.
This is I don't think I would hope that we don't have to explain these things, but we can talk about
it's the
hygiene.
Same thing financially though.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, yes, but I think that
we're not talking about how to become a millionaire. We're talking about just keeping up with what you got.
Well, one of the things that I would like to start off by saying is that this is true for a lot of people. You're not broke, you're unaware. And a lot of people think that they're broke or that they don't have enough. They actually have plenty of, it's what they're doing with it. It's the decisions that they're making. It's how they're stewarding it. And we have seen this over and over and over and over. And I think that this one is huge because if you know what you have and you know what you can do with it, then you have more than you had before when you was just swiping, So this is something that really, really huge that we can talk about. Daniel, do you have anything to add to this point? Let's talk about living paycheck to paycheck versus a monthly budget. Can we start with that?
Some people are just broke, but it's realizing. But some people don't realize that I need to pick up something else or do something else in order to finance my current lifestyle. Because there's two sides, but some people are so unaware to even figure that out of like, all right, I need to do something else to supplement. But anyways, there's two sides of it, and it's just like business. It's like you have how can I make it just the terminology? There's what's coming in and there's what's going out. There's expenses and there's income.
Does everyone understand that concept, class? Hold on.
Hold
on. Class, income, expenses. Income is what comes in. That's the money that you make, the money that goes into your account. Expenses are things that cost you money, whether that's your rent, whether that's your phone bill, whether that's your gas, whether that's you going out to eat every single day. Expenses.
Yeah, it's like calories. It's like, for me, I've taken in too many calories and not enough is going out in terms of working out.
I love the way that you connected those dots.
Yeah. But, you know, it's two ways that things kind of flow. And the goal normally is in business or in your personal finances should be to reduce your expenses.
We need to check the audio. Something's going on. Something's muffled. Can y'all hear us clearly? Does it sound like we're underwater? Do you hear I'm getting reports that our audio is going in and out?
You know, I have the little reduce echo thing on. I wonder if I turn that off. She said she can
hear voice isolation. Turn that off, please.
All right, I just turned it off.
We just want to make sure you guys can hear us clearly so that your life can be changed.
Okay. If you were wearing headphones, sorry for tapping the mic like that.
And I didn't hear any issues.
Who's saying there's audio issues?
Need Bean.
It's funny because every week she says there's audio stuff, and everyone else says it's fine. Maybe there's something wrong with her device or whatever. What's the verdict on that?
She said they don't hear what I hear. I don't know. Okay, let's get back into the lesson. I wish I had like a smart board where I could like write something and they could see it like pop up. We need to like incorporate that if we're going to be real like teachers. Okay, we need to be official. But anyways, so we talked about income and expenses. Let's talk about paycheck to paycheck. Well, okay, sorry. Go back.
The whole goal is to, you know, for a healthy situation, a lot of things that you may look at may be one or two things or both. Either I'm increasing my income or I'm reducing my expenses. And then I know in business, it's a combination of both. And then what that creates is the excess or, you know, the
more than enough,
you know, the amount that is left over after all of your expenses are paid. I think the reason we want to talk about this is because there's way too many people out here who are making decisions that are not even adding up or looking at.
They're unaware.
How much am I spending per month on anything? How much am I spending on food, gas? Like it costs money to live. Like how much am I spending on food, gas, entertainment, rent, utilities? How much am I spending overall? And then, people run into these things where, okay, I need a new car, or I want to move, or all these different things that will change the amount of expenses that you have. And of course, the easy thing to say, oh, well, just pay cash for it. All right, we're in a whole different era of life. And while it's still smart that if you can to buy a car for cash, gone are the days we can go on Facebook Marketplace and buy a decent car for $2,000 or $3,000. Good luck with $2,000 or $3,000 in 2026 with the Facebook Marketplace car. If it works out for you, great, but it's not 2005 anymore where you can get something decent and just pay a few $1,000s for it. Anyways, people go out and make decisions because, oh, I need this, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. I want to get a home, but they have not taken account of what are my expenses going to be, and is my income at a place to where, like, when people go get approvals for stuff, you shouldn't be relying on the bank to tell you what they feel like you can afford. Like, they have formulas and things that they base things off of, but ultimately it's up to you to know what your income and what your expenses look like, and whether this is a good financial decision as you move forward. Right. So that's just introductory, but go ahead.
No, for sure. So I want to ask you guys, how many of you guys know how much money you made last month? Like the amount of money that you made in January? Y'all might not answer in the chat because I understand that some of y'all might not want to tell me, but that's fine. I don't want to know the amount. I'm asking if you know what the amount is, because a lot of people, this is the difference between living on a monthly system versus living paycheck to paycheck. When you live paycheck to paycheck, if your check is typically the same or in a general amount, in a general range, you kind of just, you get your check, then you divvy it out, you live off that check till you get the next check. And living paycheck to paycheck can be very dangerous because you usually have an overall lack of awareness of what your expenses are, how much money you have, and what you're able to do with it. So it's important for y'all to know how much money that you make in a month, because then you can take all of your expenses, all the things you need to pay for, and you can put that up against how much you make and determine what's left or where you need to cut back, where you might need to make more. But you can never make that decision if you're just going paycheck to paycheck. Not possible. Daniel? Okay, so going along with this, if you're talking about I'm budgeting for the month of January, I'm budgeting for the month of February, then March, then April, now you're looking at a fixed amount of time in which your money needs to serve you, right? And so you can determine whether I'm going to put some in savings, I'm going to do my tithe, and I'm going to pay these expenses. Now, Daniel and I use a spreadsheet in order to determine this.
Because there's a lot of expenses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if you have 2 or 3 different sources of income, like we have our jobs, we have our businesses. So we have a number of different sources of income, but the expenses are always not necessarily more in dollar amount, but more in terms of categories. So, I'll go down in my mind right now with what I have. And there's apps like Every Dollar is a decent one. So it just depends on what you want to use. Go in the App Store and figure this out, because if you have never done this exercise, it's important for you to do it. I'll give an example, because I'll go to, like, if I get a home, if you buy a house, it's not just the mortgage that you're paying, okay? In the cost of what I pay in my mortgage are a couple other expenses that are included, but I'll just point them out so that you're aware. I have my principal, I have my interest, I have my property tax, and I have my home insurance that is tied up within, what I pay monthly. You have that. But then if you have a home, you're going to want your electricity, you're going to want gas, you're going to want water, you're going to want Wi-Fi. And then you have different subscriptions and different other things that you are maybe going to want inside your home for things to be, what they are. If you, have a washer and dryer, you're going to need now we go into, stocking the home. I went past, and then I wasn't even finished with that, because now at a home, you produce trash. So you need to know how much the trash costs per month for them to come pick up the trash. If you have a home, you're going to have grass. How much does the landscaping cost per month? Or do you have the time to get out and do it yourself? How much is it going to cost to put down mulch, different times of the year, or make your yard look halfway decent? So then you get down into, okay, now that I'm living within the home, I need groceries. I need trash bags. I need paper towel. I need toilet paper.
You need toothbrush, toothpaste, lotion. You need necessities.
These are all different things that I'm just naming. And these all the different things are not itemized as separate.
Right.
Now the utilities are, and then all the things I just named are under the category of groceries.
Right.
But then as you keep going, let's talk about like having a car. Well, when you have a car, it's not just I go to the dealership, I get a car, I'm believing God to pay this car off, but right now I'm carrying a car note. You also have the cost of maintenance. Depends on what type of vehicle you're in. Anything man-made. One thing my dad always said, whether it's an appliance or a car, is that if it's man-made, it's going to eventually need to be fixed or replaced. And so, just normal wear and tear on the car things that you have to do, oil change, tires, keeping the car clean, gas, insurance. You know, all of these things are under the category of what on our sheet that we have under the car. So all of these different things. So just because my car payment is just for even number $500 a month, it may still cost me $1,000 a month to own that car once I add up gas and insurance and everything else. And so I believe that what happens is that people have goals and they make these decisions because they're looking at the $500 a month. And then they don't realize that, oh, these other expenses come along with it. And really this $500 car that I bought really cost me $1,200 to operate on a monthly basis, which costs how much over the course of a year? I'm asking just for the math.
You're asking me?
12
okay.
times 12.
114,400.
Yep. So that's how much, you know, you're spending per year on that. But then let's say that the person is in school and they carry a part-time job that pays them around $20,000 a year. So you are thinking in your mind without writing this stuff down that I make $20,000 a year, but I'm in school, but I have a goal to be able to get an apartment, but I'm paying $500 for my car, so I feel like on a monthly basis I should have the room to be able to maybe do a little something else. But in reality, you're paying over $1,000 a month for your car every month to operate it, and now you're in a situation to where, guess what? You're not coming out of that situation because and your car that you bought is now depreciating. So it's not really an asset that you can turn around and sell for a profit. It's losing value the more and more that you drive it. And not to mention the car breaking down or actual expenses that you may have to do. So that's just a basic example of maybe how someone can like look at something and feel like, and then not realize, and then the other.
It's the same thing with like having a child.
Yeah, it's like count the cost.
It's just like compiled expenses,
right?
On top of each other.
And it's a blessing, but it's important that you be realistic with what you're actually spending. You can't just and what people do, and I find it interesting as an adult to not know how much is coming in and how much I'm paying out, because as the money comes in, I'm just paying off whatever bills.
Right.
But I don't even want to look and see like, oh shoot, I got more going out than what I got coming in, or I don't have no room to go and eat out or go out with my friends.
So answer this question for me. How do you know that? How do you know? I'm talking about you specific. How would you know with how you're running our finances? How would you know that you don't have room to go eat out?
I think you should already know without even writing it down. If you're scared to look and see what's in the account,
but answer my question. Like, how would you know? Because it wouldn't be by looking in the account.
No, I don't look at the bank account. Really,
right.
I look at my own. Like, I don't rely on the bank to keep track of how much you have, because I can have a certain amount in the account, but I may have some bills that's on auto that haven't come out yet. Right. So I'm not looking at the bank account to show me, oh, I have this much money, but I still have 8 bills that haven't been subtracted yet.
This is something huge I think that a lot of people don't understand. I think most people look in their bank account to see how much money they have, to see what they could spend. Like, do I have enough for this or do I have enough for that? Or like, oh yeah, that seems like that's not that much based on what I have. But for us, we're looking specifically at our spreadsheet to know where the room in the budget is. Because again, if Verizon is going to charge me $88, but it hasn't come out yet, in my account, let me just use small numbers so y'all can understand, shows $100, but the 88 hasn't come out yet, you don't have $100. You don't. And so looking at the account can be super misleading, and that's why it's so important to plan. I want to do an exercise with everybody. Oh, go ahead.
Well, exercise this. Why, as an adult, why do you only have one checking account?
Talk about it. Talk about
it. And having a checking and a savings is not enough. I'm not. That's this week. if you have one checking, go open a few other checking accounts, and I'm going to kind of share with you kind of how you need to do it. Just the first thing, just separate your play money from your operating account.
Your important must have
so
priority necessities
all the
of
bills,
living.
like you should hold an account that the money, like, you know, as a business, you have an operating account, so where that's the money that everything flows into, and then that's what stuff is paid out with. But you may want to have a couple other checkings or other accounts to where, all right, I know every month I have $300 or $400 set aside that I can eat out with, or I can.
And mind you, it might start out being $100 for you, like, and you gotta make it work, like, and this
or go do something extra so that you can, you know.
And that's just like, and when we say extra, we're not talking about what you're budgeting for groceries and whatever. We're just talking about this is the money that you can do whatever you want to do with it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but as an adult, like, especially if you got kids, like, one checking, like, you're asking for stuff to get mixed up. You're like, it's like, have your operating account be that. Let your operating account operate the household, and separate your spending money from everything else. Like, Beth would tell y'all, if she's using the operating account and I see, and this doesn't happen, but because it can't happen, not in our household, then I see Ulta on the household account that we pay our mortgage and everything else out of. Like, it's just, that doesn't even go together. It's like, no, this account is a big account and it's for serious business.
So
and for your spending money, that's or take the cash out and just, you know.
Our groceries come out of our, like, main account. We call it our main account. Our groceries come out of that account. This past year, last year was the first year that I started buying, like, my lotion and my razors and everything from the main account, because those are necessities for living. And why was I using my personal spending money to buy those things? So, you know, not Ulta, but, you know, things that are necessities for life. Everyone needs lotion. Anyway.
No, that's facts too. But no, it's just one of those things to where just separate the play money from the serious stuff. And
okay, so what else would you recommend? You said you have a savings account, obviously.
Yeah.
And would you recommend anything else? I know, like, sometimes in our circles we'll have, like, a seed account where we put money for, like, giving. We also use it for, like, birthday gifts and things that just you want to bless somebody, whatever. Just kind of have an account dedicated to giving. Yeah. That's not your tithe.
Because that's the thing too. It's just like someone's birthday comes up and you're pulling from the main account to do everything, and then you're wondering why, we ain't really got enough to cover this or cover that, so you're waiting on the next time to get paid. And it's just a mess because you're not keeping up with what you have.
It takes discipline to take the time to, like, look at what you have and actually plan out. But having that giving account definitely really helps. We also have a vacation savings account that sometimes we use that if we're saving up for specific things. Sometimes it's not vacation. Sometimes it's other things that we put it aside for. But, you know, sometimes vacation, that's just our nickname for it.
It basically, all it is different buckets that you can separate everything out. It's like who plays Uno? Like, when you get all your cards, right? You don't keep. Some of y'all probably do, but it's just like you organize your cards so you can look and clearly see what's what. It's like, all right, I got my draw fours over here. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to use those right now. I got these separated over here. Yeah, I'm saving them. I got those set aside. But then I got these colors here because if someone plays a yellow, I can clearly look at what I have and I can see what I'm going to play and what I'm going to apply based on the circumstances that come my way.
Come on now.
But you know, it's people playing real life Uno out here, and you got your cards all shuffled and mixed up,
and not even fanned out, just a stack, just a deck in your hand.
Very trashy, very irresponsible.
Okay, but we're learning, so let's not let's not dog on our students. So.
No, but this.
Also, if y'all have questions, can I do the exercise now? Okay, go ahead, Daniel.
You can do the exercise, but this is the issue. Because it's silly, it's
cortisol.
it's silly to manage your finances in a crazy way and then to kind of like try to get spiritual and godly about your finances. Like,
come on now, somebody.
I'm watching what I say, but I'm just like you're not even in a position to
What's happening?
You should just sit out any prosperity messages. Just sit those out if you can't even practically get your stuff together. There's no need for you to be running around the church or amen and doing all this other stuff and believing God. Your stewardship is not even at a basic level. Like you, I'm trying to like be very careful in what I say, but it almost doesn't count for you if you can't even get your basic stuff together. Like you're not even able to receive or hear the message in the way that it needs to be heard or received because you're not even handling what you have halfway decent.
Yeah.
So why would you be the one where God is trying to send a word or whatever, and God does some, we know that God's blessings go well beyond finances. But if God has plans for you and those different type of things, like you mishandle your money all week and then you get in church and get excited about something that the pastor is saying related to, what God wants to do to bring you out of the lack of peace that you have in the financial arena.
But you want God to do all the work to drag you out, and you're doing
just
nothing.
Stop shouting, and go ahead.
Okay, all right. We're gonna have to digress off of that just for a minute, so Daniel can get his cortisol down. But I want y'all to pull up the calendar for the year of 2026. Okay. This is going to be a little exercise. You need to be able to look at the full calendar, the whole year, okay? And I'm going to show you something that some of y'all might already know, some of y'all might not know. The calendar. Let me know when y'all have your calendars up. Calendars. Okay, so this is going to be the difference back to the concept of paycheck to paycheck versus looking at a month at a time. This is really going to help you guys. So if you look at the calendar, you'll see that in the month of January, in the month of May, in the month of August, and in the month of October, there are 5 Fridays. Most people get paid on Fridays.
But hold up. Okay.
Okay.
Then you feel like...
Are you going back? Go ahead. Finish it out. You got to get it out your system.
Then you feel like you're going to sow into, whether it's a parent, a mentor, a pastor, or give to somebody that's in need, and you feel like...
Your mic's over there.
And you feel like you're going to use this principle of giving seed time and harvest, and you think it's going to change your situation, but you're not... It's not saying that it doesn't work, but you...
No, it's facts. It's not a magic trick, bro. You have to handle your finances well. Yeah.
No matter what level that you're on, so that God can actually do something with it.
Yeah. And the thing about it,
you're not even doing the possible, so that God can work the impossible things, and then it's. I'm really skating around, but it's almost a mental illness, and that's why I want to say something about it, because I'm just the principles do work. The principles do work. The spiritual principles of finances do work, but that doesn't override you doing the possible,
right?
And you being obedient. There's scripture that talks about it's better that your obedience is better than sacrifice. But here you are trying to sacrifice your money in terms of giving and doing whatever else, thinking that God is just about to rain $1 million on you, but you haven't been obedient to Him to get your finances organized.
That's
it's stupid. It's just, you know what I mean?
Okay, but let's like walk it back a little bit, because I do believe that obviously what you're saying is very true. Stewardship is important. Obedience is important. If you think that you're going to hear from God on a spiritual level about your finances, but God doesn't only speak to us about spiritual things. He speaks to us about practical things as well. And that's all through the word of God. And so if you're not opening your ear to hear what you should be doing on a practical level, but you just want to apply only the spiritual, what world do you live in? We live in the natural world. So the practical is absolutely necessary. And, we could get more into that, but I think it is very, very important that sometimes people can get so wrapped up in the excitement of what is taught that is possible, which is possible, without actually taking the proper steps to even make that be a reality in their life. Because
and then you're covering what other people have. And
right. We already talked about that. Okay, so we can go back to that episode to reference about coveting, because that's also very important. But when we talk about stewardship, some people just need to be taught. Now, once you have the information, now you're going to be held responsible for what you do or don't do with that information, right? Ignorance is not bliss. So now that we're sitting here talking about it, now that you have to understand. So for those of you guys who did pull your calendars out, I talked about how there's 4 months in the year where there's 5 Fridays. 5 Fridays. Now, for most people, based on your pay schedule, 2 of those months, you will get paid 3 times. Usually in a month, you get paid how many times, class? On a typical month, you get paid how many times? It's every 2 weeks. 4 weeks in a month, you get paid. I want to see it in the chat. How many times would you typically get paid in a month? Yes, exactly. 2. 2 times in a month. So let's take the month of February, for instance. Mostly everybody who gets paid on a bi-monthly basis gets paid every 2 weeks on a Friday. It would either be the 7th and the 21st, or it would be, those are Saturdays. Whatever. I don't know what day of my calendar starting on. But anyways, it would be the 13th, the 6th, the 20th, or the 13th and the 27th. Those would be the days you get paid. Now, let's use easy, simple numbers. Okay, let's say every paycheck you get $500. I hope that you get more than that, but if that's what you get, that's okay. $500, right? So that means for the month of February, you would have made how much? Class? $500 per paycheck for the month of February. How much did we make? $1,000. Ding, 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 ding. Correct answer. So let's say that we're now in the month of May. And let's say that in May, you got paid on the 2nd, I'm on the Saturdays. You got paid the 1st, the 15th, and the 29th. How much money did you make in May? Because in May, there was 3 Fridays. Exactly. You made $1,500. So let me tell you the significance of this. The significance of this is that if you're typically budgeting a month based off of the $1,000 that you would typically have, when you hit a month, fix your face. When you hit a month,
I'm listening.
When you hit a month where you get paid 3 times, now there's extra income that month that you can apply in different ways. But if you just go paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, that extra money is never actually realized. So the reason that it's important to think of your budget in a month versus in every 2 weeks is that you actually get to benefit from, and you may be saving for something special. You may get to spend that extra money. You may get to buy somebody a gift. You may be able to put it towards the down payment on a car, whatever. But if you're just looking at every 2 weeks, you're never going to see it. It's going to be the next 2 weeks and the next 2 weeks and the next 2 weeks. So I wanted to point that out because that's one of the first things where if you're not aware, like you're just spending that money. You don't even realize it. So when you organize everything based off those 2 weeks, then when you have 3, you get blessed. Daniel, you seem very unamused by this conversation.
No, it's important. It's good to know. It's like, it's just the income, what's coming in and what's going out.
Yeah, for a month. What else?
Stop
eating ice.
No, I think it's it's good. Like I said, like, because basically the concept as an app that we talked about, and Dave Ramsey is someone who talks about this. I agree with a lot of what he says. I do think that some of the way in which he thinks is a little bit 90s, early 2000s in terms of like what actually may work. But a lot of his, the philosophy is pretty decent in terms of really knowing everything. The app that he endorses is called Every Dollar, because you assign every dollar, because any dollar that you don't assign.
What do you mean by assign every dollar?
If you got that $1,000 coming in, then every dollar needs to be assigned. Let's say your expenses add up to $600, and you say, okay, after all of my bills are paid, I have $400 left. Mm-hmm. All right, well, what are your goals? With that 400, that 400 will disappear if you don't assign it. Right. That $400 will end up getting spent and just on random stuff. And so, you have to, you may take that 400 and say, I'm gonna put 200 in savings. And, I got some friends and family or, parents, whoever that has a birthday coming up and I want to get them a gift. I'm going to set aside 50 for that. And then these are all things that even in our spreadsheet that we may put in, just depending on the month and what it is that we're saying that we want to do. Or we got to go to this cheer competition or this whatever. Or you may say that, hey, I'm re-enrolling the kids for school and there's an enrollment fee that's $250. You know what I mean? So these are all things that, like, if we don't communicate and that we don't know about, I'm gonna spend that $250 because I think that is there. So it's just really going over things and just making sure that you really assign everything out. And that's why it's important to have the other accounts, because what I end up doing is saying that, all right, I'm moving that $200 to savings, and then let's just say I'm just like, all right, the other $200 is just going to be used for date nights and whatever else, and just random whatever. All right, well, I'm either going to pull that money out in cash or put it in a checking. Mm-hmm. And then the way that we do it, because some of y'all got, some of y'all have terrible wives, and your wives.
No. Wait, y'all, the way that we don't know the attack is coming.
No, like crazy. There's people with terrible wives, and it's just like,
okay,
like imagine. Let me digress.
Fall back.
I would think that you are terrible if we had an account and you asked me, can I go buy something? And I said, no, we can't really do that. And then you went and did that anyway.
You think I was terrible for that?
You wouldn't do that anyway. But let's say that we just didn't talk about it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. But let's say that we just, because you respect me. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's people, like, they don't really respect, but anyways. The thing is like with us, if let's say we didn't talk about it and you took the money and went and did something, and then I'm like, hey, like, what you mean that, but anyways, I think the whole thing is that the reason for the separate accounts is because I can be thinking about, I want my wife to be able to not have to ask about every little thing that she wants to buy. So especially if it's like, can I go to Ulta and get some lip gloss or whatever? Now you gotta, no, it's like, bro, get her an account and make a determination of like, all right, I'm gonna put $100, and I'm starting just with however you want that to grow. But you can say, look, I'm gonna put X amount of money in there for you every month. That's your account. Whatever you want to do with that is fine. If you want to save that money, if you want to spend it, if you want to overdraft your account, that's up to you. And early on, I mean,
that's because you gave me like $100.
And that's where we started. That's where we started. And I would be like, all right, over time, I'm like, all right, well, as we grow and as different things start to happen, then all right, then I want you to at least have $300 a month or $200, whatever that was. But then we start having kids, and it's like, hey,
we're about to start one for the kids.
We need to pull this back a little bit, but it just puts it in a separate pot, because it's like, hey, you use this pot to do whatever it is that you want to do, so you don't have to feel like we're so tight and you got to ask me about every little single thing. And stay out of the operating account or the operating pot, you know, buying frivolous things with that. But anyways, that's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm ranting, but I feel like I was trying to
ranting a little bit, but I do think that like in marriage, it is important to have mutual respect and open communication when it comes to money. Now, Daniel and I, we combine our money. Some people who are married do it differently. Sometimes they split it up. They split expenses, whatever. I don't have a strong opinion about this, but Daniel and I combine our finances and then we divvy it out after to wherever everything needs to go. So that's how we do it. I will say, even when I was single and I was by myself, I didn't use a spreadsheet. I didn't use a special app, but I tracked everything on like a physical ledger. Like I kept track of everything. And I think that I knew what I wanted to spend. I knew what I wanted to allocate to go to the H&M sale. I knew like what I wanted to spend, what I could spend, what I wanted to save. Those are things that have always been, you know, it's just been in my brain to do that. So, but not everybody is wired that way, which we understand.
But you need to be wired. It's called planning. It's adulthood. Like you have to plan. Mm-hmm. You have to plan your time. You have to plan your finances. Yeah. Like
a lot of people
grow up and take the time to plan, because where they say, if you
fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Right. And many people are failing in their finances because you are not planning.
Yeah.
And so there's other things that can be done. But even the first step of even like increasing your income is realizing that, let me list out my expenses so I know how much I have to make to clear this and to be able to set aside X amount of money to be able to build.
Yeah.
But you don't even know the number that it takes to really...
Yeah, and listen, this is going to be homework for y'all. I want y'all to figure out how much you make per month. I want y'all to know how much you make per year. I want you to know like how much money you make a year, just as a number that you should know. Also, I want you to know how much that you make after taxes per month. I want you to understand the amount that you actually have to work with per month. If you get paid as a 1099 employee, which means that your taxes are not extracted from your check, you need to do some calculations to figure out what you need to set aside for taxes, so that when it's time for you to pay taxes, you don't have to come up with an amount of money out of nowhere.
Move your mic up.
Also, I would also like to say, okay, so you're going to figure out how much money you make per month. Then I want you to list out all of your...
Tighten it up.
It's like, this is not my job. Okay.
Just tighten it up.
This?
Yes.
I can't move it. Okay, I got it a little bit. All right. We're back. So I want you to write out all of your expenses, all of the money, and I'll say fixed expenses, which are the expenses that don't change per month. Okay, this is how you're going to set up your month, including how much you're going to allow yourself to spend, which is going to be on your shopping, on your eating out, whatever. Now, then I want you to subtract that number from the number that is the amount you make per month and figure out, am I breaking even? Am I in the negative? Do I have extra left over? And if you have extra left over, what am I going to do with it? If you are in the negative, you need to pull back on something, whether it's subscriptions, whether it's eating out, whether it's your spending money, or you need to bring in additional income so that, you know, you're not at a deficit. Were you about to say something? Okay, so that's your assignment. I want y'all to do that. I want to ask Daniel a question. Daniel, we obviously know that feeding ourselves is a necessity of life. We have to eat to live, right? But let's talk about, is eating out a necessity? When is eating out a necessity as far as your bottom line? Is it a necessity or is it a luxury? What do you think?
No, it's a luxury. And it's always been explained to me that way.
What if you're out and about and you just like, you're not going to get home right away and you're just like really hungry? I have to eat.
Yeah, you failed to plan. So, you know, I think it's like if you already knew I'm going to eat out and I have the money to be able to do that, then cool. Like I'm at that place in life now where it's like it don't really matter. But I still see a difference when I make a determination of, all right, now what we did is that we said in our personal spending accounts, we do not eat out from our main operating account.
Usually.
Yes, unless it's planned for. So if I go to Chick-fil-A, which I need to stop doing, or if you go somewhere, like whatever we do, it's like we see the effects of that. We see the effects of Chipotle costing $85 because that money is coming from a bucket that's set aside as our free spending account. So we can see, oh, shoot, you know, man, when Chipotle start charging $20 for a bowl? Or why in the world is my daughter eating a steak Chipotle bowl with guacamole? With guacamole, and she's also asking for queso, and it's like, hold up, and then she's not eating but like a fourth of it. And the rest of it, like, it's stuff like that where you start to be like, all right, like this is a little bit ridiculous. Like we're not trying to penny pinch, and we're not trying to, you know, make things feel a certain type of way. But it's like eating out has gotten more expensive, and many people, that it was told to me like this from my dad, many people eat their excess money.
Mm-hmm. And what's not excess? Yeah,
because it's like because you're just eating, and it may cost $12 here, it may cost $7 here, it may cost not a whole lot of money, but at the end of the month, if you really looked at all the money that you spent on eating out, you would realize, like, dang, I could have saved X amount if I would have went to the grocery store and just bought this and did that.
I have this thing about eating out. I do love Chipotle, not gonna lie. That's probably one of the main places that I will go if I eat out. But it's something about eating out. It's something about the fact that it goes in your mouth and it comes out into the toilet, and then that was the money that you spent. That just does not sit right with me. I'd rather have something tangible that I can keep than it just goes straight through me. Like, I think that's really wild and crazy. So, but I do think that it's a good point to understand that, like, just because you're out and about and you're hungry doesn't make eating out a necessity. It means that you didn't plan that you were going to be out and not have food, right? If you plan, okay, on this day, I know I'm going to be out and about, I'm going to need to eat out that day, and you plan it, cool. And you don't, but you're just
and you don't even need to plan. Like, just, if you set aside the money, at the beginning of the month, that okay, this is my play money,
right?
And you eat out and do that type of stuff with your play money,
right?
Guess what? If you want to go crazy that first week and run out of play money,
right,
then the rest of the month it's gonna be oodles and noodles or whatever else.
Yeah.
But it's like, set that money aside and don't take that from your main stuff. So now you're waiting on getting paid, or you're waiting on whatever new opportunity comes up, and you got bills that are waiting on you to pay it because you just ate the money that you needed to go somewhere else because you just were not, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
What are you looking at? I'm
looking at these emojis. I'm just like, what's happening? I think they're talking about the food going through, because I just, like, my it's like money down the drain, literally. Like, that's crazy to me. But anyways, I think it's important to realize, because most people, they feel like, oh, I have to eat, swipe. Oh, I need gas, swipe. Oh, I need this, swipe. And they're just swiping your card all the time. And then you're like, oh, I need to do X, Y, Z. Well, I have to wait till Friday till I get paid.
But then it's like, you know, swiping the debit card is one thing, because a debit card can hit zero and you can't spend.
We haven't even talked about credit cards yet.
Yeah.
We don't even have time to talk about credit cards tonight and credit in general, but that will be maybe a part 2.
Don't get a credit card if you haven't at least done what we talked about doing, which is planning your finances out. You shouldn't be let anywhere near a credit card if you're not planning out your finances.
If you're not budgeting every month and you already have money racked up on your credit card right now, just cut it up. Just cut it up. Just cut it up. Just cut it up. I beg of you. Cut it up and then work on a plan to recover. And then you can begin to use credit as a tool. But if you cannot manage your own finances without credit, you will not be able to manage your finances with credit. You will exponentially make it worse, and you will make your credit worse, which will set you up and put you behind.
It
will be the opposite of set you up. It'll set you up for failure financially when it comes time to get a car, when it comes time to get a house, to get an apartment, whatever. You're not going to get approved because of those bad decisions. Listen, please. You need to cut it. Exactly. Thank you, Jarrell. Yeah, it's totally cooked. Did Daniel say cooked?
Yeah, it's cooked. Because many people are cooked financially, and then you. And see,
listen. If you're cooked financially and you think that sowing a seed is going to uncook it, but it's because of your bad decisions.
Thank you. That's what I've been trying to say all night, and you said it so beautifully. Because I'm just like, people get this stuff all like mixed up and out of whack, and I'm just like, are we listening to the same message? If that's what it like, never mind. I'm gonna have a hard time being anybody's pastor. That's not really what I want to do at all. Because I'm just like,
well, listen.
There's so much stuff. I'm
number
just
one,
like,
that's a whole grace that.
But I don't even because I'm like, don't put that on me. Like, it's like I can be teaching about generosity and all and different things, and I can be talking about how it's important to be obedient to God and listening to Him and what He is telling you to do with your finances, especially as it pertains to giving, being generous, honoring your parents, honoring your peers, and honoring whoever God wants you, to be, whatever God is leading you or instructing you to do.
But the same way.
But then for people to reduce that to, what Pastor Daniel is saying, be generous to him. And then if I do that, then I'll be blessed financially. I never said that.
Nor.
And I'm like, I'm too close to reality. Like, I think, and I don't want to go off on okay, all right. I'm too close to reality to, like, I know how people think. And so, and I don't know, and whether it's because I'm out here, with business and different things to where, like, I feel like these things need to be addressed, because don't take what I'm saying out of context and try to make it mean something else and then be like, they, or he says that blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. And it's just like, you make yourself unable to be helped because you're not understanding what I'm saying. You're taking what I'm saying out of context.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, you're in the position that you're in because you're bad at managing your finances.
Well, listen, people think...
And you need to be better at managing your finances. And it's still true that God loves a cheerful giver. And it's still true that God blesses those who are obedient to his instructions to give, that God brings it back to you. Like, these are true principles.
Right.
It's not that it doesn't work. It's like, but dealing with low life people.
What?
Who?
What? What?
No, let me explain what I mean by that.
All right.
Who refuse to take personal responsibility for where they're at will minimize what's truly being said and being explained and make it seem like those principles don't work.
Yeah.
Which now, as a person who is a pastor or a person who is leading people in their walks with God, now it makes it weird or difficult for you to talk about finances because it's such a sore subject.
Yeah.
But I don't know, bro.
I think what's interesting to me is that people will feel like God will speak to them about what they need to sow, but they don't think that God will speak to them and tell them not to go to Burger King or not to spend money on this, or that they need to look at their finances and understand what they have, or they need to save this amount of money for what he has next for them. It's like it's very one-sided. It's very off balance. It's very teeter-tottered. And I think that, we want the fullness of God, but we don't actually take in the fullness fullness of him and his word. We take the bits and pieces that sound good, that sound like they're going to get us where we want. But like Daniel said, it's not a magic wand. It's not a magic trick, right? You got to work the principles. And even in the Bible, I mean, there's lots of times that a lot of the parables that Jesus talked about had to do with money and had to do with decisions about money. And it wasn't just only about giving. It was about a slew of different principles related to that. And so I encourage you guys to look up some of those things for yourselves to really understand that God is a God of order. God is a God of order, right? Excellence. And that's financial excellence as well. And you can't take one part of it and try to think that that's going to save everything. Exactly. It's not Wizards of Waverly Place. We're not over here snapping our fingers and, you know, thinking that that's what's going to take place. Oh, I'm going to be rich. Because that's what a lot of people think, right? But like, you have to steward what God has given you, and you have to steward it well. You have to know how much money you make, how much money you have, how much you're going to allocate for these different things. And you can be spirit led about that. How much am I going to set aside for giving? Right? How much am I going to set aside? But at the same time, we've seen it over and over again where somebody's like, I believe God told me to sow this amount. You don't even have that amount. So how much did you make last month? You don't even know. It's just like very mind-boggling that you can have so much clarity about what God is saying about one thing and you have no idea about the other side. So we've got to get it together. And like Daniel said, some people are actually broke and they do need to bring in extra income, but some of y'all are not broke. Some of y'all are just unaware of how much money you even have, and you're not allocating it properly. You would have enough for what you need to do and for your goals if you weren't frivolously spending it on whatever, and not planning it out well. So stewardship, name of the game. Daniel?
I'm not going to say anything else tonight.
What? I feel like you're bursting at the seams. Like something's bubbling up.
No, it's just, it's just a lot of stuff that I think that even with this show, I'll never really say or share. But I mean, because I come from a unique perspective of we're speaking truth, but I have such a unique perspective because I've seen so much.
Yeah.
Like I see so much, and like, so when it comes down to facts and factually being able to share from different perspectives, like, I think that's definitely where we are, and why I feel like what we do on this show is somewhat important. But I don't know. I just it's just stuff that I've seen over time, and I just think that, like, I look at the Bible, and especially the Old Testament, and really the thing is like people, and I know this gets into a whole different thing, and we gotta close out, but like the Old Testament has like so many gems, just even with the mindset as it comes down to wealth building and different things like that. And so I just and it's not, I'm not even talking about when God was talking about all that Abraham had, or or the prayer of Jabez, and and Job, and the physical things that God talks about, but just the mindsets. And in life here recently, it's like some of the people that I've been able to meet, those who come from Jewish heritage or a certain background, to where the Old Testament lines up with the mindsets of those people a little bit more. I've seen, it's just kind of like, we're talking about stewardship tonight, but you can't even get to like the savviness of business and leveraging your gifts and leveraging, just the word leverage. Yeah. Like, it's like you can't even get to that point if you are not stewarding properly. Yeah. And like our people, even in circles of Christianity that are not afraid to talk about the financial piece of what's going on, you still have people who miss the point. Yeah. And I think that's been the most frustrating thing for me, to sit back and just observe. And I think that's really what I would describe my life as. I've observed so much, and I'm just like, there's so many people who miss the point. Who miss the point. They get excited during the sermon at the wrong parts of the sermon.
Yeah.
And they miss the instructions that come along with it. It's like they're there, but they're not there.
Yeah.
So the way that you even listen and hear certain messages, it's almost like we can be listening and hearing two totally different things.
Yeah.
Because you may be caught up on this and you're missing the principle that was being broken down and the big part of it. And,
you're listening through a lens, if I can say it that way, of like what you want to frame it as, and there's so much that's missed, and any of us can be guilty or in jeopardy of doing that with different types of things.
And it's not just the person who gets excited. That's also the person who sits there and is like, I don't know why they're talking about this or that. You're still missing the point.
Yeah,
you caught up in the punchline,
right?
But you miss like the meaning of the scripture and what was being said, and going back and looking at the entire passage to gain more context and understanding. So it's
missing the point.
Yeah, and I think for me, I think that there's just so much frustration, not even just with finances, but just overall, and how simple-minded people can be. I don't want to direct this towards our chat and our people, but it's just like, when I just look overall and just kind of see people's mindsets towards everything, I'm just like, why does it seem like everybody's missing the point?
Yeah.
It's frustrating to me.
But I think also too is that like, I think that there's a point to where being deep can be effective when it comes to the time that you spend with God, how you're searching through the scriptures and that. But some people become so deep that they don't understand anything. Like they're so far removed from like reality, kind of how you put it. But I do think that just on a very basic level, we could say it this way. Like if you're not stewarding what you have, why would you think God would bless you with more? Because all you're going to do is spend it on Shein and Taco Bell. Like God.
Sheesh.
No offense to that. Okay, love me a steak quesadilla, or like what's that thing?
A chalupa?
No, something gordita crunch, or like some type of supreme crunch wrap. There's a few things that like at 2 a.m. You just need just something nasty. But anyways. Relax, Daniel.
No,
relax.
I'm just
relax.
The Taco Bell, the combo is just but
you get what I'm saying though.
Yeah,
if you're not, and obviously we've seen it with the talents, we've seen it in different things, but if you're not stewarding what you have well, why do you think that God is going to be like, you're wasting all your money? Here's more.
Yeah, but there's scriptures about that that Jesus gave. Yeah, because some people have a hard time with the Old Testament, but they just want to reference New Testament when it comes to you're not supposed to have them, and not that that's true, but they try to use stuff from the Gospels to kind of discredit, the thought process that really. Yeah. But anyways, there's, Jesus even talked about like he was relating it to souls, but he made like a money example. And even if you come back, even if I give you $10 and you come back with $10, you're evil. Like if basically if I can't give you this and you multiply it by some type of way, like he told in the parable, you could have at least taken his $10 and put it with the exchangers and give me a little bit back on my 10. Yeah. But then you had the other two people where one dude doubled it, one dude brought back. So it's just like that's coming from a Jewish man, Jesus, who grew up in that culture, and he was using that example to be able to explain something that shows you already how they think. Yeah. And I'm seeing all types of other stuff that just. But I think that like that mindset is even like you said that's how God works. Like you gotta. But I would say this too is like I just really pray for our people, and I have a thought process towards consumerism. and our ability not to have self-control.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about this.
And
Go ahead.
I can speak to it because you mentioned Shein, and
your Shein is.
I mean, I don't think that I've ever had something that was really like I have sort of an obsessive personality. So I'll collect stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so the cheapest thing that I started collecting was that I found, I started collecting Funko Pops. And
that was not the cheapest thing you collected.
What was the cheapest thing I collected?
I don't know, but I'm just saying.
Well, I'm talking about in terms of each different thing.
What happened?
So I got on Whatnot, and basically it's an app to where they auction off stuff, and you can just bid, and then they'll ship it to you, and it's like a live stream. But anyways, like the thing about those, I might pay $8 to $10 for a Funko Pop. Maybe one time I accidentally spent $300 on one, but that's because my phone malfunctioned. But
I think it was more than that.
Yeah, it was like $425, but I sold it for $300. I lost money on that. Yeah. But anyways, it was an accident. But it was a Kobe Bryant Funko Pop after he passed away. But anyways, I didn't mean to do that. But there's other things that I've kind of been obsessed with, whether it was sneakers, whether it's been cologne, and I wouldn't even say cologne. I'm talking about like when I buy fragrances, I'm talking about like, I'm not talking about Macy's necessarily. Like I'll get some stuff from Macy's, but I'm really talking about the high-end niche brands, Bond Number 9, Parfums de Marly, Creed, Tom Ford, Private Blend, like the stuff that costs like $300-$400 a bottle. And then clothes, so there's been, haven't had anything else?
I'm trying to think. I feel like, cars.
Yeah, let's not talk too much about that, but
we can't because somehow one of your requirements popped back up in my driveway today, and I'm just like, that reminder of $8,000 down the drain.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not down the drain because it's still out there. I just gotta get it running.
You said it runs kinda.
Yeah, it misfires on 3 cylinders, so gotta figure that out.
All 3 cylinders?
It has 8.
I just like firing on all cylinders. Like that's a
right.
Okay.
But anyways, there's been like different stuff that like I would just get into and I would know all about it and I would just like be obsessed with it. And then like when I get paid, I'm not really thinking about, like I'm thinking about how much I can set aside to buy this or buy that. And it's like I've gotten to a place to where, and I feel like that and lust are very similar.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is lust. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is what I found out. Like, if you're struggling, like with lust, like as a man, I would tell you to pay attention to the music that you're listening to. And what I found that even with being married, there's certain stuff that I'll play. If it's me and Beth, but there's certain stuff when you listen to the words, it's so raunchy and so just the words are just really kind of diabolical in terms of like it was like a Party Next Door song that we were playing, but like me and her being intimate, but he talking about I got two biddies and they whatever and she doing this and she doing, and I'm listening to it, I'm like, yeah, I can't really rock with that. But it's just certain stuff that like I'm realizing that if you listen to that type of music constantly, you're going to struggle with that feeling or that mood. It's not saying that you're going to cut out the urges altogether, but it's going to be tough for you to kind of maneuver out of that place of mind when you're constantly listening to that type of music. And I feel like it's the same way in terms of just with stuff. Like,
social media.
Let me stop always watching YouTube videos about cars, or let me stop watching
watches or whatever.
Watches, colognes. Let me stop watching, videos of all these sneaker reviews, and like I had to get myself buried from in that. And what I've replaced it with is just I feel like there's been more purpose that I found.
Yeah.
And it's not saying that I can't still be into cars and sneakers and these different things, but I don't nearly as much have a desire to go, or let me buy this or let me buy that. Or like I used to know when everything came out, like, you know, whether it be these shoes or this drop or this stuff from Kith comes out this weekend. And I found so much more peace with that. And now I'm seeing that even though we've gotten to a place to where I could spend the money, the money is now piling up because I'm not buying a $600 duffel bag and this because this came out or that came out, because I'm not seeing that stuff on my timeline.
Right.
So
that discipline is important. I think that, like, I was looking this up the other day because a lot of times we take the word lust and we automatically apply it to something of a sexual nature. But lust is actually an intense, undisciplined craving for something you believe will satisfy you, even if it costs you control, character, or calling. It can be money, status, attention, comfort, possessions, power, or for pleasure. And it's desire without proper boundaries. It says, I want it now, I deserve it, I don't care what it costs, and I don't want to wait. So those are, you know, it's like those feelings of like when you're buying something online or when you're in the store getting something, it's like, I want to have this, I need to have this, I deserve to have it, or I don't want to wait for it. And a lot of you guys are going to be in the journey of really having to be disciplined with the decisions you're making about money. And I think that it was important, even when Daniel talked about how if you spend all the money that you allocated for eating out in the first week of the month, now you have to figure it out for the rest of the month. And you have to be disciplined to do that. Don't just say, oh, eating is a necessity. I'm going to have to go to Chick-fil-A. I'm going to have to go. Yeah, I'm going to put it on my credit card. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It may feel like a necessity, but really, how much of a necessity is it if you spend all the money you allocated for it in the first week? These are decisions. These are things that you're going to have to learn and grow through. And it's just important. I think that we don't realize that we're lusting after things every single day, even if it's not of a sexual nature, but we're putting ourselves in those positions to be triggered, basically, to have that lust triggered by the things that we're consuming on social media, or whether it's music or whatever it is. So I just think it's really important that y'all know you're gonna have to go through some seasons. You might have to go through the cup of noodles, ramen noodle season. You might have to go through different things to get yourself on track where you need to be. And there could be a healthy version. It could be rice cakes and peanut butter, whatever.
Just go to, go to the grocery store, and plan out your meals and meal plan. Like, sometimes you may have to take time to do that so that you're not eating out all the time. At least be like, all right, well, I'm going to eat out a couple times a week and it should cost this much. Like, you just need to know what that is. But I would say give yourself some grace.
If you're not where you want to be, realize that, like, there's a way to get there.
Yeah, but you got to get it together.
It's going to take your participation.
Yeah, don't have grace with yourself and then continue to do what you're doing. Have some grace, but like, it's time to get it together, because you'll just be stuck. And you're just going to be sitting around believing God for a higher paying job or a business or something that just kind of happens, which God can make happen.
But if you can't steward what you have now, you're going to have the same problem.
Exactly.
You're still going to feel like you don't have enough.
Exactly.
Because you don't know how to steward it. You don't know how to manage it. So
right.
Yep.
So, I just feel like I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I kind of said what I needed to say. I feel like there's a lot more I could say.
Well, there's going to be a part two.
Shout out to Shenny. She told me this is a safe place, but I don't know if this is a safe place.
You don't know.
I think it's safe when the stream goes off.
Safe enough.
But I don't know. I just sometimes it's not really what I have to say. It's me getting the right words to put out, because I've just seen how, as a speaker, you can say something and someone takes what you says and takes it totally left.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's not what I meant by that.
Yeah.
That's not what I said. That's not what I meant. And
I just want to say one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you were an adult and your parents did not teach you about finances, it is your responsibility to learn what you need to learn and get it together. Like, the same way that, I talk about trauma, it's not your fault what happened to you. It's not your fault that they didn't teach you, but it's your responsibility to figure it out and what you're going to do. And thankfully, Extra Credit is here to begin you on the path of learning what you need to learn. We've been passionate about this. We've sat down with people. We sat down with couples. We sat down with, all types of people from all walks of life to have these types of conversations about people's personal finances, try to help them out. But yeah, again, and you have to be, she said you need to be led by the Holy Spirit when you share. I was going to say you need to be led by the Holy Spirit in your finances, not just what you're sewing, but everything. But yeah, Daniel.
Yeah, Beth, you on the other side of the room like...
No, I literally do. I'd be like, actually, no, maybe we don't. I can tell where he's going. I can tell where he's going.
Because we have these conversations, and part of this show is like, we're kind of letting...
Y'all in on that?
Everyone in on like, but, it's... I don't know, man.
Sometimes you can do more damage saying something in a certain way than good. And so you just have to be careful.
Sometimes it may be premature. I think that some of this stuff, there's going to be a time to really kind of set the record straight on a lot of stuff. But sometimes it's just like, I don't know.
If there's a chance that it could be misunderstood in a detrimental way, or that the timing's not right, then you should withhold.
Yeah. Man, I want to share the good news, but we just probably need to wait.
Just wait. I do have a song.
What's that?
I wish one of my sisters was on here. I'm gonna feel really alone with this. Creeping.
Oh my God!
Don't you know he's watching you?
Beth.
I just want to say that we have a Bloodline member in the chat, and when I was younger, it was like Bloodline was like celebrities.
You have a couple of Bloodline members in the chat.
Oh, right, because Demetrius, right? So I just want to say that me and my sisters used to sing creeping. Don't you know he's watching you? Like,
me and Jarrell wanted to be Bloodline members.
Did you?
We just weren't. I don't know if we were too young or if we weren't good enough to be in it yet.
I don't remember like all the songs, but I do know this song verbatim by heart, like the verses and everything. And me and my it's like it's like an inside joke. Like whenever something specific happens, like we know it. Like,
all right, go ahead, spit the verse.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
No, because
no. But just know, I just had to do that because I was like, oh my gosh, she was on Bloodline. Select, can I have your autograph?
Nah, go ahead.
No,
go ahead. This is your time to shine. I cut the music and everything. To answer your question,
Bloodline is a music group. Like it was like a group of singers and musicians that like had original music, and they would like tour around. And so they were like mostly members of Mount Gilead, right? Were they all members, or mostly members of Mount Gilead back in the day? I don't know. It might have been some members.
Yeah, some definitely.
I felt like Mount Gilead was like their like home base. I don't know, but they would travel around and they would come to Columbus, to CCC, to our church, and they would like do concerts and stuff like that. And my dad would always buy their CDs and give them to us and all that stuff. And so it was like a whole era of my childhood. And then I had a birthday party and Daniel came, and then it was D-Rob, and my mom like made us invite Daniel to our birthday party to be in our birthday concert. She was like, "What about Daniel the Third?" She's like, "He does music." And then we had D. Montrell and D-Rob, and then that's where me and Daniel really like started hitting it off. And the rest is history. Music has just brought us together, just for so many years, which is why we're both so musical.
Good night, everybody.
Yes, we're talking about Bloodline, Jeremiah. Exactly.
Good night, everybody. We're gonna have a hard stop right here.
We need to figure out how to bring it, like the actual music, like the songs back for people who don't know, because I think Nene would really like it. We have like a similar taste in some musics. Creeping.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Where's the end stream button?